This is Natalie with The Fifth Journey, and I'm actually going to be doing a restock of a soap. This is the green tea, aloe, and cucumber soap, and it is unscented. I'm going to go ahead and videotape it again because I wanted to show what happens when you mix the lye in with the different ingredients. So in this one I have a green tea. I did 3 tea bags, so it's pretty strong tea if you were to drink it. And I did chill it, so this is nice and cold. And in here you can see the ice cubes. They have the cucumber, which is right there, and then I have the aloe, which is there. So this was previously made and frozen, and I did add just a little bit of distilled water to even it out. So I'm going to do 2 lobes, and I have my oil separated out because I'm going to basically making 2 different colors and then do a drop swirl in it. I am going to go ahead and add a French green clay to the tea this time, because last time, since it is a natural ingredient, a lot of times they will fade as they age. So I still have like 1 or 2 bars left, but there's really not much color left in them at all. They look pretty white, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of French green clay into that just to give it a little bit of a difference. But this will be a very nice, gentle soap with really no extra things, you know, no fragrances, no micas or anything like that may cause some issues with some people. So I'm going to fast forward through this because I do have to turn my fan on just to help ventilate the room. But I want to show you what it looks like with the discoloration, because this one will turn really kind of an orange color. And the first time I made this, I did not freeze them. It was cold, but I didn't freeze them, and it smelled really bad. So I went ahead and froze them so it doesn't scorch or anything. But I'll go ahead and fast forward through this, and then we'll come back once this is cooled. I have my oils warmed up because I've just separated these out. I haven't warmed anything up. That's why everything's all separated. So I've measured those, then I'll warm those up, let that cool, and we'll come back. We're back. It's been more than an hour. It took a little bit longer to let things come to the correct temperature, mainly because I walked away and I forgot to heat up my oils. That happens. So I had to heat them up and then wait for them to cool down enough to mix everything together. So I'll give these a quick stir. This one I put, this was the green tea. It's a very chocolatey brown. I went ahead and put the French green clay in there. And it will, I know it's really dark right now, and it will be dark when I pour it, but it will lighten up as it cures. But I'm just hoping to have better lines this time. And want to talk real quick about my molds. I usually do the silicone molds, but I'm doing a lot of projects right now, and they're all being used for something else. And I had parchment paper then, but you're not supposed to use wax paper, parchment paper, because the lye reacts with the wax, and it kind of turns into the soap. So another option is to use plastic. I don't like using plastic, but these are actually they're oven bags or crock pot bags. And I had a box of them because I have a friend who has issues with gluten, and anytime she's over I go ahead and put one of those in. But I have a box of them, and I figured, you know, if that's good enough to eat with, then it should be totally fine for soaping at high temperatures or higher temperatures as it heats up. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to mix everything together. I will do the aloe one first since it's a lighter color, and then take my blender over to the other one, come to a fairly light trace, and then we'll pour it in. I went ahead and put the impression mats in the bottom. I hadn't done that last time, but with the plastic it's not exactly smooth. I mean, this side, I try to get it as smooth as possible on the sides, but the ends, which I cut off anyway, those are going to be kind of lumpy, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll fast forward through this, and we'll come back when it's time to cut everything. I'm back to cut the green tea, aloe, and cucumber soap, and it did actually, since I did the liquid discount, it's ready to cut sooner than I'm used to. So the plastic, yes, it worked in theory, but it did not make a very pretty or smooth or even bar of soap. So as you can see, even though I tried to smooth out the sides and everything, you've got the crinkles in there, and then the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, this one's a little bit rounded, this one you can see is a lot more rounded, I'll show that in a second, but the ends are quite awful. But those will be cut off anyway, and I'll just keep those to use here in the shower. You can see how it has lightened up. So we have the swirls of the one with the green tea and then the one without, and how dark it is there, but it will lighten up as it cures, and also with time it'll continue to lighten up. So this one is quite a bit worse, so it's very rounded there, and then I had used little pieces because my full piece ones were in the bottoms of other soaps, so you can see where the creases were in there when I poured the soap in, and then the ends. But you know, it is what it is. The insides will be fine, and this part is just such a little part of what will actually show in the cut bar. It'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead, trim off the ends and cut them, and hopefully there'll be some swirls in there. We'll find out, and I'll fast forward through all this and then we'll come back at the end. Well, as you can see, the awesome insides have definitely made up for the not so awesome outsides. So these turned out really, really cool on the insides of the soap. So let me show you these two. We have, looks like some tribal figures right there, like the lion or wolf or whatever you want to call it, but I thought that was really cool looking. So I'm going to go ahead, trim up the sides and stamp them, put them on the racks, and we'll come back for a final look. And you know, the outsides aren't that bad, but the thing about it is how cool the insides are. I don't think people are going to be paying a whole lot of attention to what that looks like on the outside. So I'm really happy with how these came out, and we'll come back when they're cured and ready to go.